You want a war? You're going to get one.
What was that? He had no time for one more play.
He had an opportunity to win that game again.
But the referee screwed us. The brother screwed us.
I'm upset, but
the brother screwed us.
At least they fought back and tried.
Only Cowboys game.
You literally
The brother screwed us. The brother screwed us. Yeah, we had one man opportunity for one more play.
Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, Keith Dingbat here, and welcome to the moment. The moment that is going to be monstrous, huge, extremely big. Everything is on the line as far as I'm concerned. If the Eagles don't beat the Raiders, it's going to be Philly 500, meltdown city, panic mode, and all that stuff. The good news is I expect the complete opposite. So first, let me say, what's going on, everybody? How you guys doing? Drew Forrester, Daniel Ruiz, Leon Banks, Logan Motorsports, Colt Status, Hell Bubbles, Nathan Hoffman. Thank you guys for being here. PF Funk, Samuel. I appreciate everybody for being here. Robert, Sat, Catwoman is here. Rocco, my man. What's up, Paisan? Drew, Football Fanatic. What's going on? Armenia. I still hate that they do these at stuff. But anybody I missed, I apologize. Racing, what's up, Rusher? Richard Purdy, Lewis, Mav, what is going on? Let me say this. I'm ready for football tomorrow. Like, tomorrow is a monstrous day. Not just with the Eagles, but like, you got some big games tomorrow. I will be doing a triple header. So we got the Eagles. Then we're going to have, I don't know what game I'm going to watch more, the Denver, Green Bay, or the Detroit Rams. We'll be covering both those, and then Sunday Night Football. So big day for tomorrow. Wanted to come live today. I also want to say to my wife, happy birthday. It's her birthday tomorrow. So I'm going to be doing a triple header on her birthday. We are going to go out and celebrate it later today. That's why we had the change of schedule here. But I thank you guys all for being here. And I think we should start with a little bit of breaking news. I don't know how much this is going to mean. And I don't know what you guys thought of Marcus Epps' play last week. So Philadelphia Eagles are elevating safety Andre Sam for tomorrow's game. So he's elevated. I kind of like him a little bit. Like, I'm not saying he's the guy, but I don't mind him getting a little more playing time. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to tell her happy birthday. So I appreciate it so very much. And like I said, all week the Eagles have been getting trashed. All week Jalen Hurts has been getting trashed. All week that's all been happening. And I think to a large extent, rightfully so. When you lose the way you're losing, I think it's okay to be criticized. But to me, it's the response. How will this team respond? What will the response be, rather? That's the whole key to this whole thing. Only one, Chris says, what's good? Let's go Birds. Yes. User says, Bronco, my Packers. What a game that's going to be. That's going to be a great game. Now, can Denver actually clinch if they win that game? Do they clinch the division? I don't know if they do. But thank you for all the birthday wishes. Philly 500 getting down the night. Philly, you have to pay. You got matrimonial duties tonight. You know what I'm saying? Now we're gonna go out. I'm gonna spend some time where I have some fun. So that's why I wanted to do the stream not at the normal time, and that's kind of why we planned it that way, because I can't. Tomorrow's a triple header, and I can't be around. So we're gonna celebrate it tonight. Ray 6 says, hi, birthday, miss. Thank you so much. Rylan says, a 500. We just had our baby boy Tuesday. Hey! and made sure he had the Eagles gear on, as he will for tomorrow. Oh, well, congratulations. And I'll try to remember to smoke a stogie for you as well come tomorrow night. But congratulations, man, on having a baby. God bless you and your family. User says, my Packers wearing all white. I like that all white look. Yeah, it's not bad. Happy birthday, Mr. Frank. Thank you, guys. Jalen Hurts is notorious for bouncing back from adversity. I think we will be fine. I agree. I agree. I mean, that's what I think, too. I actually try to think positive here. Like, I feel like, and I think tomorrow will depend a lot. Like, if they come out and they kind of handle business, I think they'll feel like, okay, we're back on track. Then you beat Washington, right? And then everybody's going to say, well, you just beat the Raiders, and you just beat Washington, no biggie. But I think that'll set them right to go in and upset Buffalo. When they upset Buffalo, the division is pretty much locked up, and I think all of a sudden you're going to start, the narrative will change. The narrative changes so quick in the NFL. It could go from the sky is falling, everything is collapsing, it's horrible, fire everybody, to the Eagles are the hottest team going into playoffs. It can change that quick, you know? So we gotta be a little patient about that. You know? Let's see here. Oh, Bobby, thank you for the super chat, my man. Appreciate that. He goes, good looking out for us, Philly 500. Give Mark Holmes hell, yo. Oh, you know it. You know it. Tomorrow, I believe that the Minnesota Vikings will upset the Dallas Cowboys. I believe it will happen. I believe it's going to happen. And here's my beautiful wife. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Everybody, she thanks you. God bless you, baby. We're going to have fun tonight. You know what I'm saying? A little white rerun. Not even excited tomorrow's game. No, are you just ready to like move on from next year to next year? You done? I'm not done, man. You know, we don't really, you know, we're not all that familiar with being Super Bowl champions. I know we got a lot of flaws. I know we're not perfect. I know we got a lot of things to work out. I get it. I get it. But the truth of the matter is, you never know. I mean, if you look at today's the league and today's teams, both in the AFC and NFC, is there really one dominant team that is so much better that if, oh man, you got no chance playing them at home? I'm like, the team that's going to the Super Bowl in both conferences is going to be the team that's the hottest. So I say buckle up, man. This thing may not look the same as last year, but it doesn't have to be what you would call it. Doesn't have to be over. Matthew, thank you for the super chat, my man. Appreciate that so much, man. Thank you. He says, I'll be at the game, section 111, right behind the end zone, first row. Look for me in the stands, midnight green Hurts jersey. You got to give me a hand signal. Like, what should I be looking for? Like, I need a hand signal when you're down there, so I know. There he is. There's Matthew. We'll do it, man. I'll be looking for you. That's awesome, man. That is friggin' awesome. And thank you so much for the super chat. No shakedown. I think just some things came up, so we weren't able to work it out today. But it's fine. You know, it happens. You know, I had no. This was literally the only time I could do it today. GP 67199 says Jalen hasn't been good in the snow and the wind worries me. Yeah, I mean, I guess throwing wise, he wasn't good in that snow game versus the Rams. But he did have. I'm not trying to make excuses. He wasn't good. You're right. He's got to be better, and he's got to be better because the Chicago game a few years ago in Chicago, I think it was snowing there too. He's got to be better in cold and wind. There's no doubt about it. You know, I don't think he's played well the last 5 weeks. But I mean, the thing about Jalen Hurts. And the reason why you put up with all the nonsense of the criticism and maybe he doesn't have the prolific passing numbers, you do that because he's a winner and he finds ways to win. That's why last week was such a heartbreaking loss because he had the chance to win the game and he did it. And I expect, just knowing from what we've seen of him, in college, in the pros. I expect them to bounce back with a great game tomorrow. And people will shoo it and say it's just the Raiders. And that's fine, they should. But to me, what I'm looking for is rebuilding the confidence, find the running game before you get into the playoffs. I know it's been all season, but I still believe they've got the guys that can do that. And hopefully you get a little bit of of heat going into the playoffs. I think if you can win the next 2 games and then pull an upset in Buffalo, I think a lot of people will feel that way. I don't know what their chances are of a number 1 seed, number 2. I know it's probably not good. I know it's not possible. I know those teams have big, they have big time schedules. So we'll see. Bobby Murphy, thank you for the super chat. He says, happy birthday to Miss Philly 500. Have one of our nuts. Oh man, thank you, man. We'll have a drink on you tonight. We will salute you, Bobby Murphy. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. I can't wait for the snow to get here. So what I haven't seen the forecast in Philly. What are they talking about as far as tomorrow's forecast? Is it supposed to snow? I'm going to the Bills-Eagles game. Philly. That's a great game. I mean, that's like when I dream of going to games, those are the kind of games I would love to go to. When it's cold, you know what I mean? And who knows what the weather is, and you're freezing your balls off. I love that. Yeah, true. The NFL is wide open. Gotta love the competition. It is. And I'm not saying we're going to. I mean, if we continue with the current rate and the current path, yeah, we're going to lose early. But you tell me one thing this team has done average in terms of wins and losses. They either win a ton or they lose a ton. It's never like they had a 500 season. They don't do it. They go on these huge winning streaks or they go in these huge collapses. It's going to be one or the other. You're going to either lose tomorrow to the Raiders or you're going to go back to the Super Bowl or the NFC Championship game. I feel like, of course I want the Eagles to win a Super Bowl, and I feel like they are capable of repeating still, even though we have flaws. But, I mean, you to me, you got to get to an NFC Championship game minimum. Snow's just starting here outside Philly. What are they calling for now? Like, what's the current forecast? Spurgeon, thank you for super chat, my man. He's sending good vibes, 500 secret. Serenity. Yeah, Serenity now. Serenity. Dude, it's funny you said that because literally Seinfeld is on my big screen TV right now. That's funny. And thank you for the super chat. Cold status says Hurts might be bad in the snow, but Saquon is a beast. Boom. I like it. I mean, look, Stafford, I forget what he did numbers-wise throwing, but, one people always forget, too. Like, they always look at how many yards the guy's passing for, how many times he's thrown, all that stuff. But, a lot of times it's not in context. It's like they don't put in context that the team and the quarterback throwing all these balls is throwing it because he's losing. Like, you look at, I don't want to bring him up, but look at like Kirk Cousins. I mean, look at Dak Prescott, Kirk Cousins, same thing. I mean, you know why he throws? He's got all these yards throwing, great. Yeah, because they're getting their ass kicked. It was 27, to 9 or something like that. He had to throw. So, football in the playoffs is much different than football during the regular season. The Eagles, to me, their style is more. It fits playoff football more. At least that's my theory. I know I'm coming out very positive today, but I just feel like we need a little bit of it. It's just been so negative for 4 weeks. I feel like a little bit of delusion, maybe. Not a bad idea, Oh, the doll princess of YouTube is here. Barbie, the doll princess of YouTube. Roll out the red carpet. What is going on? I hope you're doing well. Hope the family is well. Hey, Warrior Ray says, yeah, the NFL has been a little wild in terms of competition this year. It's not your standard KC Eagles predictions. It's true. And to me, the team that's hot going into playoffs could be the final seed. Now, I'll give Mark Holmes this. If, and I don't think it's possible, but yeah, if his Cowboys had snuck in as a wild card, they could be very dangerous if Dak didn't choke all the time. But, to me, the teams that are going to go to the bowl are going to be the teams that are hot. And it's always like that to a certain extent, but in a certain extent, you get the established teams that is very hard to get by. Hung Mouse says Cowboys, they do. They do. Let me try to catch up to the chat. I'm way behind here. We got about 300 people in the chat. I know it's a Saturday night, so, little low, but that's all right. Hit the like, though. We don't have 100 likes. That really hurts my feelings. Hit the like. We need over 100. James, it's 500. Say you want to say this is a guarantee if the NFL was to have a redraft, Hurts wouldn't go top 10 quarterback drafted. Top 10 quarterbacks drafted? Nah, I disagree. I do. I disagree. It's like, here's a perfect example, right? I love Sills, but they're up there, and him and Xander, and I love both those guys. They're ranking their top 10 quarterback a few weeks ago. Well, they put Jalen Hurts 8th and 10th, something like that. 8 and 10, 8 and 11, something like that. Well, that's a top 10 quarterback. That's pretty good. That ain't that bad. For all the crap we hear about the guy, then he's ranked like 8. I mean, come on. Doesn't make sense to me. We beat Green Bay even when we were struggling. Fact is, even if we get back to mediocre offense, we can win it all. It's just hard. I agree. You look at the playoffs. Look at when teams come out and just go look at the playoffs. Like, go look at some of these quarterback statistics in the playoffs. You watch. Their passing numbers come way down. Like in terms of how many times they pass, if they're winning. Their yards come down, and the running game stuff goes way up. That's just how it is. And usually you'll see if a quarterback's thrown like 30, 40 times in the playoffs, they're probably losing. You know what I mean? Or having to come back. So I think that in the NFL, you have to run the ball and play good defense in the playoffs. And especially you got to win the turnover battles. That is the key. Hurts not even top 20. Okay, yeah. I'm just telling you what people who criticize him ranked him. Ghost Statue says, "I'll tell you, these Jalen Hurts haters are coming out of the woodwork, my lord." Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It goes with the territory. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit there and say he doesn't do anything wrong. He doesn't make mistakes. He doesn't have his limitations. He does. He hasn't been good the last 5 weeks, but I think that he can change it. I think he can fix it. Fact is, people are mad that Hurts has the 4th most touchdowns among most quarterbacks in the NFL. For as bad season it looked, he hasn't been terrible, just been inconsistent. Yeah, I mean, as a team, the Eagles, they haven't. I mean, you tell me the one game that they played perfect football, or they played good on every side of the ball. How many games? I mean, maybe you want to say the Minnesota. I can't even remember what the defense did in that game, but I mean, maybe the Minnesota game. I mean, we beat teams like the Rams and the Packers and the Lions, and we haven't even played good football. Imagine if we can string up a couple weeks in a row where we're playing good football. We could be pretty scary. I'm not saying it's all going to happen. I'm just saying that's the situation. Can we get Gruden? You want Nick replaced? Discuss options. I didn't say Nick replaced. The only way I would replace Nick Sirianni is if the Eagles don't win the division. If they totally collapse the division, that I think is a real problem, because that means 2 out of the last 3 years you had a really good record, one of the top in the league, and you start to lose, and the coach has no answers for how to change it. I think that's a really big problem. But if that doesn't happen, I'm not going to fire him. I'm going to change the offense, but I'm not going to fire him. So I don't know. As far as Gruden goes, I don't know what the deal with Gruden. I thought Gruden was like suing the NFL or something. Philly, go see right. If we miss the playoff series, I can't people, but I think they would have to be. I mean, in my opinion, because it's such to collapse historic collapses 2 or 3 years. I mean, do you trust the coach to be able to ever fix that? I mean, I don't think it's going to happen this time. I think we learned our lessons, but I'm just saying that would be to be a big problem. Jimbo says, I hate to see it. I could see Oakland pulling off. I agree. See, that's what I'm saying. I agree. I could see both. I could see anything happening. I could see the Eagles losing out. I could see the Eagles winning out. I could see that. I can't see in between. I just can't. Top 5 in touchdowns this year, and he's having a bad year to everyone. And he's bottom 3 in turnovers. He's elite. He's just having a great year. Watch him turn it on and go on a run. Yeah, I mean, as bad as it is, the one thing with Hurts is he could have a bad game, and then at the end of the game he could pull it out, and that's what I think that's what won me over with him. But it didn't happen versus the Chargers. I want to make sure that I give him the proper amount of criticism that he deserves, and and the team as well. I am not going to make excuses for him at all. And I don't think I need to. I think everybody knows what Jalen Hurts is. Bobby Murphy, thank you for the super chat, my man. He goes, actually, Philly, they did even have Hurts in the top 10 this week. Did they really? They had him in the top 10 this week. I mean, that's what I mean. For the amount of talk that you get him, not just them, but nationally. I mean, how's a guy like that get talked about so bad, then finds a way on the top 10 list? It's crazy to me. Gruden's not coming back. He's getting that Barstool money. Oh, yeah. I actually think he's pretty funny on Barstool, to be honest with you. I thought it's been pretty good. Alfredo says, what scares me is this is a short week. The trend is we always lose on a short week. What scares me is, yeah, well, if we lose this week, if the Eagles were to lose tomorrow, I don't think they win the rest of the year. I don't think they'll beat any of the teams. I think they're going to lose straight out. They're going to lose. I do. If they win tomorrow, it's not okay, everything is back to normal. That's not the case. It's all right, cool, we stopped the bleeding. Now can we build on it, Mac Daddy Dogs, thank you for the super chat, my man. He goes, you missed my message earlier. Our offensive line hasn't played good since the first half against Dallas, 21 points in the first half. I agree. And I apologize. For some reason, this let me see if I can go back. I have to go back to the actual chat, but this streaming software which I use, which is Ecamm, for some reason the milestone stuff doesn't always show up. It's 50-50. So I apologize to people for that. Mac Daddy Dogs, I remember for 47 months, our offense has sucked since the Dallas first half. Yeah, I mean, the Dallas first half was pretty good. And then it collapsed in the second half. But I would say this, the games versus Green Bay and Detroit, I don't think the offense was good either. I don't think the offense really looked good since the Giants game, And we'll see how they, we'll see how they handle it. And Mac Daddy, thank you for that super chat. Jared says, I'm pissed off with Hurts because he was losing games we should be winning. Yeah, I agree. I mean, and that's the thing with him is yeah, you put up with, okay, maybe he doesn't have the best arm. Maybe it's this, that. He doesn't put up the 40 attempts every game and have 400 yards passing. But he always seems to find a way to win and doesn't turn over the ball. Those were the exact opposite against the Chargers. We can't have that. I missed a super. No. Oh, my bad. Let me find it, Rico. I think I see which one you're talking about. My bad, Mad Titan. I apologize to you, buddy. Shout out to Mad Titan. Thank you for the super chat, man. My apologies. He says, message to Sirianni, use Tank, rest Barkley. I'm with you with using Tank. Tank, 10 carries minimum. And if he's running well, keep running him. but I don't know why they don't use them. Like they had Shipley and Barkley in the backfield together last game. Why isn't it Tank? Tank has been pretty good. If Sirianni were fired, would any other team hire him as a head coach? Probably somebody. And I don't necessarily think he's a bad coach. I just think that he shouldn't have any control of the offense. I think he just needs to manage as like a Tomlin or somebody like that. But, making the Eagles kind of play a certain style, I don't think has been working. Well, it worked last year, so we'll see. To a certain point, it does work. To a certain point, it doesn't. Like you could say, did the Eagles panic last week? Like, Hurts threw 40 times. Did he need to throw 40 times? Did we go from one extreme to the other? Which is to me what sums this team up. This team is one extreme to the other. Howie Roseman, he goes out in all season, signs all these crazy signings. They all work. Then the next year, he does all these signings, and none of them work. Okay? Then you have your offense. It either is having historical running back season, or it can't run the ball at all. I mean, we went from historical running season, maybe the best running back year ever on record, to you can't run the ball. Everything this team does is one extreme to the other. There is no in between. I do not think that's going to stop now. I think that we're either going to get hot and go on a run, or we are going to collapse. And it's just crazy. If Sirianni were fired, would any other team hire? Yeah, I mean, I probably. Coming from a Raider fan, do not let Kenny Pickett beat you, please. Oh, dude, when we are playing bad and we are in that mode, anybody, you could beat us at quarterback. It's just the way it is, It really is. Captain Dale Berto, thank you for the super chat. He goes, out here delivering Amazon. I just effing stepped on a broken glass customer left on their sidewalk and impaled. Are you crazy? I mean, not you crazy, but are you serious? Some crazy person left glass and you stepped on it? Are you all bloody and have a nub, or can you walk, or That's messed up, man. I hope you're okay, dude. I seriously hope you're okay. And thank you for that super chat, my man. Jeez, that's crazy. John Merriweather, thank you for super chat. He goes, Philly, what is wrong with WIP and other media? Dude, I haven't listened to WIP in about 2 or 3 years. Except for if I'm listening to like Merrill Reese call or something. I don't know. I mean, I really haven't listened. I don't really listen to a lot. I just don't have a lot of time, Well, if it isn't, Philly gives old me. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but it doesn't sound good, and it doesn't sound Philly-like. Being an Eagles fan for all my life, and I'm almost 60, I never expect what they are going to do, and just go with the flow, win or lose. Still, the Eagles yeah, I know. I mean, I don't think it would surprise anybody if the Eagles lost out. I don't think one person would be shocked. I wouldn't. But if they won out and they got hot in the playoffs and they went on the road and they beat the Rams in the NFC Championship game and they go to the Super Bowl and win it, I don't think anybody would be surprised. I think those same people would not be surprised. We just live in crazy times, man. It's crazy. I've never seen this. It's remarkable. Let me see here. Let me catch up here. Philly, I missed your super chat. Let me go back and check. Oh no, I think I got it. I think I was just behind. I think I got it. No. If we lose out or let the Cowboys catch us, I say fire KP and Nick. Yeah, well, if only one team in the NFC East is going to the playoffs. The NFC East will not have a wild card team. So I tend to agree with you, man. We got over 400 people in the chat. Make sure you guys hit that like. Make sure you subscribe. Definitely, let's get over 200 likes. Bree Guy says, I'm driving to Vermont tomorrow. I'm counting on you to hear the game. I'll be here, man. I'll be doing a triple header tomorrow. So we'll have Eagles, Raiders, and then after you've got Packers at Broncos, which is a great game, and you also got the Lions at the Rams. I'll probably set it up for as Rams-Lions, but we'll be going back and forth. I'm going to try to have 2 screens up, and we should be good to go. They need to run more running back screens because Raiders rank 4th against the run. Do they really rank 4th against the run? I didn't realize that. Jeez. Well, that's a perfect team to get your running game going. No way Gentie's not thinking about what happened to Scatterville before the game. Oh, jeez. Gentie, I think Gentie is going to be really good in the league, but Chip Dip Kelly totally tried to screw that guy's first rookie season. Given AJ's frustration, I want to believe he really wants to turn things around and build momentum before the playoffs so we don't play shitty coming out flat. We play our football, we'll dominate. Yeah, I agree. What did you guys think about what he said after the game? Where, he took responsibility and accountability, but to me, emotionally, he looked really, I thought it was real emotions. I thought it was sincere humility. And I actually think, I don't know, maybe he will change his attitude a little bit, Dirty Sanchez, thank you for the super chat. He goes, I was talking about Philly old head. He was on Mark's channel. Oh, and I've been given in the verbal beatdown with my tongue foo. Okay. I'm sorry. He's not running hard. Yeah, I haven't watched a whole bunch of them, but what I did watch, I think in a half he had 3 carries, one half, and I don't know, really few the whole game. So, yeah, it's crazy. Grizzlies Cow says, tend to agree. If we lose the next 2, they can both get fired. Yeah, because you'll probably lose the division. You see what you tell you about Chiefs can be eliminated? I didn't see it. No, I didn't see it. I'll double check. But they can be eliminated tomorrow with what? A Broncos win or a win and a loss, something like that. It's amazing to me. But listen, I think maybe the Chiefs, they just caught up with them. They've been in what? How many Super Bowls? How many AFC Championship games? I mean, that's got to wear your team down after a while. We see how much, our offensive line, how worn down they look from last year. So it probably just caught up with them. They're probably going to need to retool a little bit. But, I think as long as the Chiefs have Mahomes, as quarterback, I think they'll be in more big playoff games than not. I've been written for the Broncos in that game. What do you mean? I'm sorry you all sound like that asshole. Thanks. I don't know who I sound like. Chiefs have a 13% chance of making the playoffs as now. That's crazy. That's the same percentage of the Cowboys, right? Fangio's, I like Fangio. I sometimes I wish he would blitz more, but yeah, I think Fangio is great. If you all mess this up, that would be pathetic. No way that happens. If we mess it up, it would be like another historical collapse. Anything's possible. Sales and Skinner, thank you for the super chat. He goes, good vibes only, Philly. We'll ball out tomorrow. Flagels fly. Yeah, I think so. I didn't get a chance to finish my prediction video, but I would have said I have the Eagles winning 27-13 tomorrow. So that's my prediction. I have the Eagles winning tomorrow 27-13. Now, will they do it? We'll see. But I think that they should be winning like that. And I think if it's like a 9-6 game or if the Eagles win 14-10, I think that's a bad sign. Tornville says Fred Johnson hurt his ankle this week. Haven't heard if he's playing. If Lane and Fred are out, it's going to be really, really a problem. Yeah, they said he's playing. He said he's playing, but he's going to play hurt. Will he be able to finish the game? It is a problem. We're probably another week from getting Lane back, and probably another week or two from getting Jalen Carter back. But we're going to need those guys. Perfect case scenario would be to go out, crush the Raiders tomorrow, Dallas lose Sunday Night Football, and then the Eagles would only have to beat Washington to clinch the division. And then you do that and get that out of the way. Philly, do you notice that the Eagles have been running a lot more plays with no running back in the backfield? Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many more times they're doing that than, like, let's say last year. I mean, they did it last year. I do notice that they've had Barkley lined out wide a couple times. And one of the things they often do is when they line Barkley out wide and then they put him in motion, like 80% of the time, they're going to run a screen pass on the other side to him. Everybody knows it. Everybody can see it coming. And it's the slowest thing developing ever. Philly, Nick Foles made a comment after the Chargers game that he just saw plays, not an offense. Could have said it better myself. I listened to what Nick had to say. I thought he said a lot of interesting things, a lot of good things, you know. It was interesting when he said that, was it Nussmeier, the quarterback coach, called him last year before the Super Bowl and wanted to know everything he did leading up to the Super Bowl because he wanted to, you know, make sure that was things Jalen was doing. You know, that's the kind of coaching we need, you know. Fort Holmes is going to the big tank, Frank the Tank. 30 points tomorrow, Lord. I hope so, man. Yeah, Fred said he was playing. It's true. Fred versus Crosby's got a huge advantage tomorrow. He's going to be a problem tomorrow. There's no doubt. But, you know, that somebody talked about it earlier, man. Perfect time to push out a quick wide, you know, delayed running back screen, you know. Because you know those guys, especially Crosby, he's going to be coming thinking, man, I got an advantage today. And you may be able to take advantage of that over-aggressiveness. So if you all lose this game, you're all cooked because Cowboys didn't lose them. Well, I don't know anything about the Cowboys. But I can tell you this. If the Eagles lose tomorrow, I don't know if they're going to win another game the rest of the year. You know, nobody fears that Dallas is going to go undefeated. And, oh, boy, I don't even think they're going to win tomorrow. Ryder says, I honestly think the Vikings somehow shocked the Cowboys. But we got to take care of business ourselves. First, look good while doing it. Go Birds. Yeah. You know, go out. Kick this team's butt, you know, and then we can sit back, enjoy the rest of the games, and then, you know, whatever happens there happens. It would be nice if they lost, because then all you would have to do is beat Washington and clinch the division, and then, you know, we can focus on the higher seed. I think the Eagles need no worse than a 3 seed. Like, I don't think you want to be the 4 seed. You need to be at least a 3 seed, preferably 1 or 2, which is totally possible still. I'm sure they do empty backfield because without the defense having to line up and play against the possible run, it's easier to pre-snap read on passes. We have to be honest, Hurts isn't good post-snap. No. Yeah. It's hard. I can't argue. There hasn't been talked about enough. Jalen played the majority of the last game without either of his end pieces to protect him. The record the Eagles have without Lane Johnson is insane. Like, Lane Johnson makes such a huge difference. It's really something, you know? It really is. Man, my nose itches. 50 yards gain flag, right? Y'all should feel good about the position you're in right now anyways. We are 6-1 and still can win the division, especially the way y'all are playing right now. Look, I would much rather be 8-5 than 6-1. I think everybody would rather be 8-5 than 6-1. You know, our position has nothing to do with you guys at all. You guys have to worry about us. That's why Mark's doing 90 videos a day about the Eagles. He's like, Dak Prescott said this about the Eagles. He didn't say anything. He made a joke about not liking the Eagles team. Big deal. It's like they're so desperate to try to get under our skin. It just ain't working. We've got one track mind. Win our games, take care of our business, and then Dallas, you know what? Get ready for the couch. You know, I might even send Mark a blanket. I was thinking I should get him a good couch blanket. He's going to need it this year because Dallas definitely ain't making the playoffs. Fabio, thank you for the super chat, my man. He says, if no one is open 3 or 4 seconds, then quarterback runs 7 yards. Look, I don't mind when Jalen Hurts runs, but I will say this: did you notice that when they were even running the RPOs, teams don't even play Hurts. They just go right for Barkley because it's like they know he's not going to run. He needs to run that ball more. He needs to run it and just keep it because I really think watching that Chargers game, like they're not holding up anymore for Jalen Hurts. They're sending a guy free and he's going right for Barkley and they're usually getting to him. 49ers go wet the bed tomorrow night. Oh, let's see. Let me see if I can. Where did I put it? Pause, no Diddy. Let me see here. I want to take a look at the NFC playoff picture. Let me put this out. And take a look at kind of where we're at here. All right, so this is the playoff picture right now. All right, so you got the Rams 10-3, Packers are what 9-3-1, Eagles are 8-5, Buccaneers were 7-6 here. They just lost. Aren't they 7-7 now? Seahawks 10-3. Niners 9-4, Bears 9-4. Man, even the wild card teams have 9 wins. That's crazy. You know, it's crazy. The Bears went from the 1 seed to the 7th seed last week. So things can change mightily quick, okay? You figure the Eagles, if the playoffs were to start today, the Eagles would play the 49ers, right? Am I right here? Packers would play, no, I'm sorry, it's not right. So the Eagles, if the playoffs started today, Packers would play the Bears. The Eagles would play the 49ers. And then the Buccaneers would play, well, it might be Carolina now, would actually play the Seahawks. 4 and 5 seed play, 3 and 6. So tomorrow the Packers play Denver. If they lose that game, all of a sudden they're 9-4-1. Rams, if they lose to Detroit, they're 10-4, and the Eagles can literally go to one game to a 1 seed if they win tomorrow. So everything is still up in the air, man. Nothing has been settled. We got a lot of points or a lot of football left to play. Nathan says Barkley didn't look this freaked out in New York. He can't see that. That's a fraud, not a head coach. Yeah, well, he had some bad years in New York, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. I get it. I think Nick. Nick is who he is. That's all I can say about him. Nobody's need to say anything about the bum-ass Cowboys now. 6-6. Talk about playoffs. No, they need to talk about us. We don't need to talk about them. They have nothing to do with us right now. The only thing Dallas can do for us is make it quicker when we can clinch. Like when they lose tomorrow, we'll be going into that Washington game, which is a Saturday game, by the way, and we'll be clinching the division before Christmas, just like I like it. I don't know how going to feel into the game tomorrow. I don't know the whole offense mindset. I mean, I would think that you got a team that's going to come out, and this is how they should come out. They should come out hungry, pissed off, mad, ready to go, and ready to take it all out on the Raiders. That's the way they should. I mean, if like I said, if they win 14-10, 20-17, 21-20, they win some really close game like that, I'm going to be concerned. I mean, I'll be happy they won, but it's concerning. I think they need to dominate this team on both sides of the ball. Are they capable of it? We'll find out. Ford Holmes thinks Dallas is getting in. Of course he does. Of course he does. He doesn't really believe it. He just has to say it to justify, where he's going. Jason says, one AJ pass doesn't get dropped, one flag on a different touchdown pass, and there is no funk. We wouldn't have won that game. Hell, man, if AJ catches that ball in the end zone, right? He dropped that touchdown. The ball goes through his hands. That's an interception when you were up already 3. That really allowed them to tie the game back up. Yeah, AJ had some major, major drops that really cost the Eagles the game. But he ain't the only one. I mean, Hurts wasn't good either. And if you go back to the Dallas game when it was 21-0, if you have any semblance of a run game, you're going to win that game. But they couldn't run the ball. That to me is the key thing that has to change. You have to start running the ball. You have to figure out how to start running this mother humper, 8500, what do you think of Philip Rivers coming back after 5 years? Crazy. See if it's Flacco come back or Mike Tyson too old to fight. Well, the thing isn't so much the age. I mean, that's old, but to me, it's the amount of time away from football. I was thinking about this because it's going to be interesting, and I want to watch how he handles it. But I think the hardest part, and I'm just guessing, but I would think the hardest part may not be whether he can throw the ball accurately or if he can read defense or he has reaction time. I think he could deal with all that. But the question I have is, can he take a hit? When you get older like that, man, shit just hurts more. It takes more out of you. You ever watch how awkward Aaron Rodgers looks when he gets hit? It just takes something out of you. I want to see if Philip Rivers can take a hit because I think that's going to be the biggest thing. Can he take a hit? They couldn't run the ball. They just stopped doing it. Well, they just stopped doing it. They don't try. It was stupid. It was stupid because if they don't run the ball, Nathan, if they don't find a running game, they got no chance in the playoffs. They have to find a running game. So you can't just say, "Oh, it's not working. We're not going to do it." You got to find a way to get it going. He can't call. And how about the last 4 weeks, Nate? Or last 4 or 5 weeks, every game late in the game, he's done something that just leaves you scratching your head. He's been bad. There's no doubt about it. But I think because of his wins and because of the success they had, I don't think Lurie will pull the trigger on getting rid of him unless they collapse. Nad says, I got Hurts under 235 yards. Crosby 1 sack. Crosby over 4.5 tackles. Pound prize picks. Okay. I'll take it. I'll bet that. But who wins the game? That's what I care about. Let's set it up now for the trolls. Hurts throws 4 touchdowns. It's only the Raiders. Oh, yeah. It's only the Raiders. No big deal. Oh, what are you going to celebrate because it's the Raiders? No, it doesn't. I'm going to say no. It doesn't mean anything in terms of, oh, we're ready to go on a roll and beat everybody. It just means we stopped the bleeding and we took our first step in fixing shit. Lane out, run left. That was another thing. Why did they stop running to the left? Even before Dickerson went out for a while, they just stopped running from the left. I think they came out and it was like Barkley, it was like Barkley 19 yards, Barkley 12 yards, Barkley he was gashing the Chargers on the left side, and they just go away from it. It's like, why? And they do that a lot. They do a couple things, and you're like, oh, that wasn't bad. and then they go away from it right away. And then if they do something and it works, they run it the opposite side. Like the next series, they go and do it the opposite side. And you can see it coming because you just saw that play work earlier and you remember what it looked like. They're too easy. They're too predictable. But running to the left side, if they just continue to do that, if they just run Barkley more in that game in the second half, they probably win. How old am I? I am 50 years old. Oh, man, I can't even believe I just said that. I am 50, Mala humping years old. Can you believe it? It's crazy, man. Nathan says, sorry, I said I'll stop. No, you don't have to be sorry for anything. Speak your feelings. Speak what you feel, man. That's what it's all about. Sorry, I said I'll stop. I don't know what to do here. Cheer? Get pissed off? Watch? Put it on the radio every year like I'd rather have a mediocre coach as long as it's stable and making progress. This is what I'm saying. Like, this is the weirdest thing I've ever seen, Nathan. Like, this is literally the most winning we've ever had. Like the gold years. Yeah, at the same time, I've never seen a 10-1 team collapse the way they did. And then 2 years later, you're 8-2, and you're the ones, and then it just goes the hell in a handbag. I've never seen it. It's one extreme or the other. There is no in between. So I think when people ask me how I think this thing's going to turn out, I think it's going to be one extreme or the other. They're going to go really far in playoffs, make a lot of noise, or they're going to lose every game out and collapse. It's one or the other. The running game and the offensive line coach would be better than Patullo because he has been with the team for a long time. He has, yeah. No doubt about it. AJ catches those passes. We win despite the Hurts. I agree. And like I said, if you look at that game and we look at overtime down 3, okay? Yeah, Hurts had all those turnovers, 5 turnovers? In my heart of hearts, I knew the Eagles were going to win that game. I knew they were going to pull it out because that's where Hurts, that's where his strength is in those situations. And he throws an interception. You know, and when he isn't winning games like that, he ain't pulling things out, then people are really going to go to town on him. So Hurts has got to bounce back this week. I think he will. I feel like we should win this game and win it handedly. And I feel like it's one of those games where it's like a get right game. But at the same time, I keep thinking about that Arizona game. Where remember 2 years ago when we were 10-1 and we started to lose, and it was like 3 games left, I think, or 2 games left or something like that, and we only had to win 1 game. And we had to play Arizona, who stunk. They had like 2 or 3 wins. They come into Philly, they go down big, and we wind up choking that game away. Then we go and we play a New York Giants team that we have dominated, that had basically quit on the season, and they just were ready to go to Cancun. And we lose to them. It's like, and then you lose the division to Dallas, who then goes into the playoffs and they choke. But it's crazy to me, you know? So the Eagles have beaten the Rams 3 games in a row, running wake up. Yeah, they have. They have. But what you mean? Me wake up or them wake up? Because I'm awoke. I've wakened from my slumber. I would definitely bring Foles in as quarterback coach. I like what Foles has to say. You know, Barkley plays well running to the left of the slot. I think so. Yeah, and if Jake, there's another one. And if Jake makes a field goal, we win. But the Chargers suck. We should have cooked their goose. I mean, they're a playoff team, so I won't say that they suck, but we should have beaten them. I will say this: there were a couple guys that I thought were really good that game. One being Jordan Davis. I'm so happy for Davis. because he took a lot of shit the first 2 years. I mean, people, even when he was drafted, assumed that he was going to be some lazy fat guy that did nothing. And for a few years, it kind of took him to figure out, his conditioning and where he needed to get with that. But now, if you look at the Hard Knocks last episode, Clint Hurt, the defensive line coach, is saying we're not going to have Jalen Carter, and then he points to basically Jordan Davis and says, you're a nice guy and stuff like that, but you got to step up. Like, you got to step. I'm looking at you to step up. And Jordan Davis stepped up, man. He was fantastic. A sack and a half. He stopped the run. Jordan Davis has become a monster, and I think you have to re-sign him to an extension. And what that means for Carter, I mean, I think you got to do it with both guys. How that all work, I don't know. But I'm not letting Jordan Davis go. Jordan Davis not only is a great player, but he's a great character guy for that locker room. I just like Jordan Davis a lot. And I also think nobody talked about Cooper DeJean, but Cooper DeJean shut down Lad McConkey. Like, he pretty much shut him down. That was a great game for him as well. Samuel said, "You look amazing." Thank you. Oh, you just made my night. Thank you. I appreciate that. Man, thank you so much. I'm old school. Jordan Davis reminds me of Clyde Simmons. Well, Simmons was a great pass rusher. Simmons had 17 sacks, 19. Clyde Simmons was a great pass rusher, but he was underrated in that everybody, and this is why I could see what you're talking about, kind of, because with Clyde, everybody said, well, Clyde Simmons is just another guy because you got Reggie White and Jerome Brown. And it wasn't really fair. And when Jerome wasn't there anymore, Reggie left, he still went out and put up huge sacks numbers, And I think they do that with Jordan Davis. You got Jalen Carter, so, So in that regard, he does remind me of him. Yeah, Diva is so much fun. Hell, I even like the press conference. Just such a stark difference. It really is. It really is. Scenario 1, Chiefs lose to the Chargers. Bills beat the Patriots. Jaguars beat the Jets. Texans beat the Cardinals. So scenario 1, the Bills, I think the Bills are going to beat the Patriots. I think the Jags are going to beat the Jets. So that's probably going to happen. Scenario 2, Chiefs lose to Chargers. Colts beat Seahawks. I don't think that happens. And Texans beat the Cardinals. It's interesting. Well, it's going to be interesting watching the Colts. The Colts are going to start Rivers. So Rivers has got to come out of 4.5 years, no training camp, nothing. And he's got to go up against the Seattle Seahawks. That'll be interesting. After years of this, I feel it's part Nick's gameplay. Dumb down their team for a psychological approach at the playoffs. It seems like they're trying to be in a position to have choice of seed. I get what you're saying, but man, you really think Nick? I have a hard time believing Nick could think like that. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see. 450 yards rushing, giving up the last 2 games. Yeah, you can't do that. That's true. Now, the game versus Chicago, that whole defense wasn't good. The whole team wasn't good. I want to see more Bigsby and Barkley in the backfield formations, too. What's up with not doing shit like that? Because we could be keeping teams guessing with the pass run, either one of them. Yeah, and they did it. They did do it with Barkley and Shipley. But why not? Why not? Why not Tank? Why not? I don't understand it. If you're running a guy and he's running well, why are you afraid to keep going to him? Keep going to him. KG Cases, Nakobe Dean or Jordan Davis, which should you sign this all season? Man, that's a really hard question. But I would go Jordan Davis, to be honest with you. And I really, really like Nakobe Dean. I love Nakobe Dean. But you do have Jahad Campbell. But I think you should try to sign both. I personally think you should try to sign both. And then I think Zach Bond plays 1 more year in Philly, and then he goes. And then so in 2 years, your linebackers are Nakobe Dean and Jahad Campbell. I like Zach Bond, but I think that's how I would do it. I just think that would make the most sense. Let's see. I think I read this one. If one had been 3 or 4 seconds, then run. Yeah, I think I read that. Fabio, thank you for super chat. He goes, "Who is our Trent Cole?" I think Jalen Hunt reminds me of Trent Cole. Now he's not there yet production wise, but I thought Jalen Hunt has gotten better every year. I know he wears the same number as him, but I think in a few years he could be. DJ Simo, thank you for the super chat, my man. I appreciate it. He goes, "I'm not phased or moved at all. I still have full faith in our players, especially quarterback one. All the bandwagon fans dwindling away. We are going on a run. I've seen things like offensively we'll put together." Yeah, I mean there was some flashes in terms of they did run the ball. I thought much better than they have in the past. I thought that was a great thing too. So yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Let me see here. So we're an hour in. Let me see. Just make sure I didn't miss anything. Like I said, once again, to my beautiful bride, it is her birthday tomorrow. I'll be doing a triple header, so we are going to go out and celebrate it tonight and stuff, and we got some things set up. So I'm looking forward to that with her. Let's see here. I'm not trading or letting Dean go. With respect, Dean turned out to be the way better. Would you? So you would let Davis go then? You'd let Davis go? I agree with you on Dean. It's just I didn't have a choice of two. I only had one choice. Oh, Q is so underrated. Like he is really good. Quinyon Mitchell is good. Him and DeJean, man, we got two good corners. I think two good secondary guys for long term. Makuba's out for the year. I don't think he's coming back. I don't know if he'll come back for the playoffs. You know. So you're gonna watch Rivers play after the Eagles game? I'm gonna flip it on. I'll probably have it on. I got to figure out how to do. Like split screen here tomorrow because I want to have two games. I want to have the Broncos and Rams game, both the Broncos, Packers, Rams, Lions going at the same time. And then I'll have, on my phone, I'll have the Colts because I'm really curious to watch Rivers. Philly, when is the scapegoating of AJ going to stop? Wasn't great on Monday, but people actually believe throwing him the ball in rhythm making the team lose, even though it's not that simple. I don't know. Yeah, I know, man. It's like if he gets the ball now and they lose, it's like, well, see, he got his catches and we still lost. I don't think one has to do with the other. I really don't. I think the Eagles lost. Here's what I think. I think the Eagles lost the Chargers game. I think it was mild panic. I think that they came in. They let Hurts throw 40 times. He didn't need to throw 40 times. You were never down big in that game. He throws 40 times. You get away from what you did that worked. You have all those turnovers. So the things that we have when we win, Hurts usually throws around 20, 30 times. You get no turnovers. They were actually running the ball well on the left side. They were going away from it. I think they panicked and listened to the outside noise a little bit. And they were throwing too much. And I think if they would just probably played their normal way that they play in terms of strategy and run first, they probably win the game because then they're not going to turn over the ball as much. So I think they need to get back to it. But it can't be the extreme. And this is when I talk about extremes again. It's always one extreme to the other. It's 20 passes a game, 15 passes a game, 30 carries running, or you don't go to them. It's like, I think you need to, from what we were doing earlier in the year, I think you need to be a little more aggressive on offense and throw a little more. But you don't need to throw 40 times. So they got to find that balance. So I would go back, get the running game going, get back to what you're doing, and I would let Hurts throw a little more. And I think they'll be fine. Don't get away anywhere, baby. See energy for more. Oh, don't worry. I'll have plenty of it. If any quarterback throws over 35 times plus, it's bad. It usually is. It usually is. Also, the game said A.J. Brown had 100 yards, and we won those games. So their arguments make no sense. It does. It does. And listen, I get why people didn't like what A.J. Brown did. I get it. I feel like I know what he was doing, but I get why it looked bad. What's up with Trotter and Bennett? We just don't play them. I just don't think that well, Ja'Cory and Bennett, I don't think they like a lot. But Trotter Jr., I mean, I think he's a solid player, but you got stars in front of him. He's just buried in the depth chart. 500 got the eggnog energy. Oh, yeah. Hey, Philly 500, I agree. Why do they need to use Tank? Why do they not use Tank when the last couple of years they overused Gainwell? It makes no sense. It doesn't. Hurts, 350 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 91 rushing. Oh, boy. That's player of the week numbers right there, Draft Junkie. I like it. I would love to see that. You know what it'll be. Oh, that was only the Raiders. AJ and Jalen are going to have to good rhythm passing from here on out. Everyone calm down. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. People, because somebody, I know what'll happen. I'll get off here. I'll read the comments later, and then I'll get a comment. Why, you think the Eagles are going to win every game, blah, 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 blah. And then I'll get a comment. Why are you jumping off the bandwagon with the Eagles? Why are you giving up on the team, blah, blah, blah. It's like one extreme or the other. I think this team is capable of both things. I don't think they've played well of late. I don't think in a lot of ways they've played well all year. But I still think that they're talented enough that they have an opportunity to fix it. You get Lane Johnson back and he's healthy. That's a good thing. If we get Jalen Carter back and Jalen Carter is playing at a higher level because his shoulder is not a problem anymore, I mean, those are good things. But this thing could go either way. It could go any way. I don't know how it's going to go. Nate, the day you were super chat, my man. He goes, get out of here, Philly. Again, happy birthday, Minutes 500. Have one on me, too. Enjoy yourself. See you tomorrow. Go Birds. Oh, man, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, we got reservations at, I think, 5:30, so we'll be going out to eat. She's picked out some new restaurant. I forget the name of it. We never been there, so we're gonna go. 500's gonna have to put on a little dress up tonight, put the little pinky ring on, and we're gonna go in there. You know what I mean? We're going there looking like pulled walnuts. I don't know why, but I feel super confident about this team. I honestly feel like this is all because of Hard Knocks. They feel comfortable with more cameras around, especially for a team Super Bowl run. It's interesting. And I kind of get it. Like, I understand confident. Like, this team, when they win in like huge batches. And when they lose, they do the same thing. So if we could come out of this whole loss thing, it could be interesting. We're going to I forget the name of it. It's some restaurant. I don't know if it's fairly new. It's high rated. She my wife is always looking for new places. So some place she wanted to try, and I was like, all right, let's go. So I forget the name of it. I'll tell you tomorrow, but we'll see how it is. Fuji says, had me a big ass glass of eggnog last night. Cheers, Philly 500 eggnog time. Where's the eggnog? My eggnog's in the fridge. I haven't had that much. Trying to work on the diet a little bit, but yeah, I haven't had a bunch, but I will have some. I probably have some tonight when I get home. Kashante says Shady averaged 2.2 yards per carry for his playoff career. Westbrook 4.6 yards per carry in the playoffs. Yeah, well, I mean, in fairness, and I'm not saying you're not right, but well, I mean, I can't tell you what Shady did with Tampa and Kansas City because I don't know if he was a starter then. I don't think he was, but for the Eagles, I mean, they really had they weren't having too much playoff success at the time, right? That was Chip Dip Kelly got us to the playoff one time, and then we had 3 years of nothing. So Shady didn't, and then Shady was dealt before Peterson got there. 40 minutes past midnight here. I'm not sleeping for shit. Oh, man. Midnight already? Where are you at? Happy birthday, 500. Hopefully, Eagles don't put damper on your week. Well, it's my wife's birthday, so they're not going to. We're going to win tomorrow. I'm just hoping we win where I feel like, all right, they did what a good team's supposed to do. We can build on that. You know what I mean? Philly living the high life? Nah, not the high life. We don't get a chance to get out that much, We don't. So, we keep talking to each other. We got to try to do it more. We got to get out at least once, twice a week. But just with the schedule, we don't do it. We don't get out much, and we need to something we actually need to work on. No, not tomorrow. Not the rest of this week. I got a triple header tomorrow. So I got 3 games tomorrow. Then I got the Monday night game. And then Thursday, we got a huge game Thursday, Seattle Rams. And then Saturday, we got a doubleheader with the Eagles, Washington, and I think Green Bay, Chicago. So it's going to be a busy week for me. 500, happy birthday. Thank you, Nina. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you, Mozzarella. Queen says, we lost games we were supposed to. We got this. Go do stuff with the kids. Oh, we will. We're gonna eat and then we're gonna come back, and I think we're gonna watch something with the kids. I don't remember what it is, but the kids are getting big now, so it's all good. Do not sleep on Tanner McKee, man. Look, I believe in Hurts, but I have to say, we've seen flashes of what Tanner McKee can do. He's a star in this league, could be a super. I think the world of him. I think you're not wrong about Tanner McKee. And I'm not sleeping on it. Anything I say good about Hurts or bad or anything has nothing to do with Tanner. That's a separate thing. I just don't think they would, this time of year, would take Hurts out. I just don't think they would do it, James says, happy birthday, Phil. Thank you. How old are my kids now? 18 and 15. Do you believe that? 18 and 15. It's crazy, right? It really is crazy. I can't believe it. Well, my one daughter's going to be out of high school this year. Oh, I'm so old. Enjoy your youth, because it goes quick. I'm going to go see Avatar next Friday. Oh, okay. I think we got to watch Pluribus. There's a couple episodes I want to catch up on. James says, go spend the bumper super chats on the way. Torturino's post. They're not bad for me. Thank you, Yep, I appreciate that. Yeah, I remember that little video from them were tiny, right? I know. I need to do like a remake of that video where they knock me out. But it's crazy how quick time goes, man. Seals earlier admitted Hurts was a top 5 quarterback. Now he's back into criticizing him. Well, that's the thing. He'll criticize him, but then watch where he ranks him. It's like, he's always in the top 10. So how bad can he be? Yeah, those old intros. I need to bring stuff like that back, The only reason I stopped doing it was because I had too many people complain that they just take too much time to get into the video. Like, they're good, but after a while, you've seen it. It's like, you don't want to wait 45 seconds. So I get it. But, maybe put them at the end and stuff. Have a great night, Philly. Going out, bro. I got to be there at 8 later, bro. All right, my man. You have a great night, too. So you got 2 boys, 2 girls, or I got 2 girls. 2 girls. Gentleman says 25 degrees more in Philly. Can Hurts finally have a good game in the cold? I think he has to. You know what I mean? Still saying his minions. Yeah. Wow, I can remember hearing those young ones running around. Yeah. In the background. Time flies, right? And I got one of them actually in this room, and you haven't heard a peep out of her. She's working on something for school or something. Will somebody make a new award video? I've been thinking about seeing if I could get AI to come up with something. I'm going to do it. Yeah, you know what? I was thinking about that too. I need to update it. I got a lot of stuff. I got a lot of new ammo to use. So I do. I need to sit down and think of something. I really want Dallas to make the playoffs so that you can get an updated intro clip of Mark. Don't worry, we're going to get one tomorrow. I think we'll get it tomorrow. These are his playoffs. They won't want to wait 45 seconds. Yeah, I mean, it's true. You know, that I can't tell you. I got a lot of complaints about it. I'm just being honest. And they weren't, some of them were trolls, but some of them were I like it. It's funny, but man, I just wish you could just hurry up and get in the video. I get it. So I try to adjust. Flyers are borderline elite again. Well, I would love nothing more than to watch the Flyers in the playoffs. I think hockey playoffs are the funnest playoffs out of all. Out of all the playoffs there is, I think hockey's the best. To be honest, it's just the most dramatic, and it's just great. The NFL's great regular season. I think the playoffs. I mean, I like a good football playoff game. Don't get me wrong, but they're all do or die. But I don't know, something about hockey playoffs, man. Especially if you have a hot goaltender. Something about that I love. Dak choke season, absolutely. It really needs to complete a SmackDown tomorrow. I agree. I mean, I feel like if it's not, it's going to be concerning to me. I feel like you need to send a message that, hey, we're still a good team and we take care of business. Narda says, damn, your kids is getting up there, my guy. Time surely flies. Happy birthday to your wife. Mine's was the 10th. Sex season will be good Sunday. Go Birds. Yeah, man. Thank you, man. Happy belated birthday to your wife. Yeah, time flies. It seems like it's getting faster and faster the older you get. That's why Jerry Jones is 19,000 years old. Happy birthday. It's Jerry Jones' birthday. He's 19,001 years old. See how time flies? He just had a new birthday, but 19,002 years old now. The older you get, the faster time goes. What can I say? Guy's 19,003 years old. Swamp Ass says, hey, 500, no matter how good we play tomorrow, we can't win. Because everybody will say we played shitty Raiders. When Dak or Mahomes beats the Raiders, they say the Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl. It's so true. It's so true. From a public perception standpoint, you're right. And they're going to complain no matter what. It could be like, you guys won 42-6, but that one drive in the second quarter where Hurts overthrew this guy, how could he do that? If he's so good, how did he overthrow that guy? That's what you'll get. But I think we just got to ignore it. I think we just have to ignore it and be like, all right, it is what it is. And it helped. We know the deal. It's building momentum. Hopefully gets us off a losing streak. And then hopefully we can build on it. That's what we want. Time does fly. Remember the first round found your channel when I was in 6th grade. I'm a freshman in college now. It's crazy. It's really crazy. I've never watched a hockey game. Might need to check it out. Yeah. Now when you watch hockey on TV, it doesn't come over as well on TV. But the hockey playoffs, once you understand, you kind of know what's going on. Man, it's really, really fun. And I think it's also the best. I think it's the best sport to see live. It just is. Fabio Davis super chat. He goes, how did Howie and Lori skip Deuce for more on Nick? I don't know. How old is Philly 500? Philly 500 is 50 years old. I am 50 years old. I just can't believe it. Every time I say it, I just shake my head. Now, I'm not 19,005 years old like Jerry Jones being 19,006 years old. I ain't that old yet. I'm not 19,007. If you live through the 90s, we need our dynasty. There could be only one. Yeah. We need our dynasties, right? I tried to go to the Ducks game when they play the Flyers. I live in Riverside. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that must be fun. I thought about trying to go up and see a game up there. 500, I saw your video when we drafted Hurts. You hated it, but now look, we won a Super Bowl with him and he's been able to. So it was a great draft pick. And like I said, if you watch not the clip that I made, but if you actually watch the live stream, I said several times, I have nothing against Jalen Hurts. I don't know what he's going to be in the league. I just don't understand why the Eagles would do that after paying their quarterback. Well, Howie knew what we didn't know, you know. Damn, you feller don't look. Thank you, man. I'll take it, you know. I look young. Thank you. I look. You guys are making my night, man. I feel like y'all just trying to be nice to me. I heard previously 3 teams offered the Eagles a first rounder for Tanner, but the Eagles. I didn't hear that. If to me, if a team offered you a first round pick, I would have took it. But I didn't hear that. The question is this: is if a team's offered you that form, are they willing to do it again this all season? You know, that's going to be the question. I love the Hurts picks. Now I'm regretting it. Oh man, it's crazy. It is crazy. You know, man. Thank you, Charles. I appreciate it. Well, listen, guys, I am going to get out of here and go. It was a great stream. Sorry for the change of plans and what we normally do, but it just didn't work out this weekend. But I'll be back tomorrow for 1 o'clock for the Eagles game, and then we'll have a triple header. So it's a big day tomorrow. So rest up, you guys, and I am going to get out of here. And I will talk to you guys later. With that, you guys have a great night. Go Birds! Like I said, I think the Eagles win 27-13 tomorrow. And yeah, it ends a losing streak and hopefully gets us going in the right direction. That's all I'm gonna say if we win, and that's a start. With that, we out of here, you guys. God bless, peace, and I'll see you later.
Come on, guys.
2 minutes to go. You got plenty of time.
Come on.
Oh shit! Dad, no!
It's over. It's over. This game is over. Cut it off. It's over.
Fuck.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay.
I said run the ball.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Dak Prescott, you need to be fired today. That was on you, Dak. That was on you, Dak. That was on you, Dak.
I said run the ball.
That was on Dak Prescott. Trying to feed the ball. Trying to feed the CeeDee Lamb. Trying to feed the CeeDee Lamb. You tried to feed the CeeDee Lamb. You got to give it to CeeDee Lamb. God. It's over. It's over, Dak. Put Trey Lance in the game. Trey Lance can't do worse than you.
I'm an idiot because I buy into this shit. Because here's the thing. I am a grown-ass man. And I talk the talk. It is killing me.
I feel it coming. I feel like it's going to take Jerry Jones taking. Cut it off. It's over.